Power couples.
Episode number 3.
Power couples. There you are. Where we delve into the world of successful duos who
Ooh,
not only share a life together, but also their entrepreneurial dreams. On this show, you will be hearing
crazy.
from our triumphs to our trials. We're going to offer you intimate glimpses into the art of building empires while nurturing a partnership.
Oof.
Rooted in mutual respect, we hope, understanding and unwavering support for the most part. Some of you were here with us behind the scenes in Instagram, and you might still be in Instagram. And if we're not looking at you, don't take it personally, because we are streaming live to the places that we are doing it. So we're with you on the journey. Did you notice anything, everybody? Notice anything cute on Power Couples today? I feel like I'm going to get closer.
I wonder if
Instagram will like it.
can you spot what it is?
What's this? Let's get rid of that.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
We stopped for stragglers.
Totally. I fixed Steve's hair.
Yeah, because I got this like Viking braid through the thing. Because last night, after watching more Vikings, which we'll talk about, Elizabeth's like, "Hey, can I give you a Viking like hairstyle?" Because the men on there all have like shaved sides and braids and like cool stuff. So
And he said yes, like immediately. And it was late. I was like, hey, can I give you a Viking hairdo? And he's like, he just sat right down. And I was like, "Doo-doo-doo-doo." Anyway,
yeah,
you'll also notice that we're wearing like semi-matching sweaters.
yeah,
just for
because we
fun,
could.
because we could.
And it's super cold outside right now. It's like minus, I don't know, like minus 20 Celsius.
And
So
you got this thing
I
recently.
did
And this is literally an heirloom. Like this is a
like a
50.
tomato,
Yeah. No,
like an
I mean,
heirloom
it's a
tomato.
little tomatoey. I have a trigger with tomato though. I'll tell you about it in a moment.
Oh,
But it's
really?
like
Then I
this is like
apologize.
a
You're like a
this is a vintage Angora sweater that belonged to my mom. And I mean, still, I kind of stole it from her. But like
strawberry.
this
You have a
sweater is
trigger with
red.
strawberry.
Strawberry, no, tomato, yes. Because when I was a kid, if I would get, it still happens. But
Oh,
when I get really
nice.
hot or like I exercise, my face goes really red. And the other kids would say I look like it was red like a tomato. They said I look like a tomato.
Mm,
So it still
ouch.
happens. Like if I blush really hard or get a hot flash or work out or get really hot, the rest of my body's normal, but my face goes tomato. So this is not tomato. This you guys can't tell, it's orange. And they can tell. It
Is
looks
it
orange.
orange?
Yeah,
This
that's
isn't
orange.
orange. It's got orange in it. It's a lot of red.
Can you all vote, please? In the comments right
It's like
now.
red with some
Can you
orange in
vote?
it.
It's like
That's more
dark.
orange with red in it. This is more red with some orange in it.
That's a dark orange.
Starting off
Blood
real
orange.
good, hey?
It's blood orange.
It's blood
So
orange.
anyway, we put sweaters on because it's cold out.
Hey, did you know that
It's chilly
a
out.
relationship that does not have conflict is not a healthy relationship?
I loved knowing that, because my whole life I was always like, oh, our relationship shouldn't ever have conflict. No relationship should ever have
None.
conflict. And I still fear conflict. I still avoid it. And I know that holds back relationships, friendships, business, like so many things that it holds back, because I'll still find myself avoiding conflict, except with you.
Yeah.
I will push up against you all the time.
Because it's the ultimate it's one of the lies. We just like omit the stuff and just like shove it down and be like, everything's fine.
Yeah. But when I
We
learned
love each
when I
other.
learned that like a
Nothing ever happens.
healthy relationship actually has conflict,
Yeah.
it's really revealing. Like
It's cool
super
though. It makes
revealing.
sense though, because it's like two people trying to figure out a way that works for everybody. I think about Jordan Peterson talking about it,
Not
which
damaging
was
conflict,
not damaging
but
conflict.
a healthy conflict.
And this was one of the things that I thought was the most amazing piece, which is conflict has to be taken all the way through to resolution for the conflict to not be damaging in the relationship.
Can you believe this guy? This is
All the way through to
for
resolution.
like so many years. I've been like, we need to talk about this thing, or like, we need to finish this
Yeah, but Jordan
conversation.
Peterson
Ladies,
told
can
me,
you relate? Jordan Peterson told him recently. And I'm always like, we can't just say, oh, yeah, we'll talk about it later and then never talk about it. We need to get all the way through it. And then recently, he's like, Jordan Peterson said this thing, so we need to talk the thing all the way through. And I'm like, are you freaking serious? I've been saying this for years.
yeah, it's never helpful.
What? What?
I told you we need to do this. No,
Yeah, it's never helpful. So I just let it go because there are,
but
but
it happens so much. That happens so much
happens
in relationship, like both of us, but I've
we
seen
can't
it in
hear
multiple
it from each
places. It's
other.
like, hey, here's this thing. I I, I can't see the help because I have all this stuff in the way. And
Yeah.
it's like, but this guy told me, and how about we do this? Whatever moves us forward, love.
Whatever moves us forward. It's like if you need to hear it from that guy, you're good to go. So yeah, we're both wearing sweaters.
Oh, it's it.
You gotta look at that screen sometimes.
You put a pillow behind me, so I'm like sitting up.
There you go. That's better.
It just makes it looks like I have a giant gut, but I don't.
It's just the way you're sitting. This is part of our show. Hold on, ladies, can you relate right now? Just pull it down on that side. Your sweater's all hooked up.
Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna like kick back and sit back. I still feel like I need a pipe on this show. I don't know why.
And I love that we were like, he was like, oh, I'm gonna put on a cozy sweater. It's Thursday afternoon. And I was like, well, then I'm gonna put a cozy sweater on too. And I saw that I had one that was a similar color. And that's just how goofy we are. And mine's very soft.
So Vikings.
Vikings. We got addicted to Vikings. We never watched it. I think I heard somebody mention it a couple years ago. Apparently it's a thing and it's been going on for years and we didn't know about it because we don't really watch TV.
We don't watch
Actually, we
TV
don't watch
at
TV at
all.
all, but we'll
I don't
watch
know
a
when the
show.
last time we watched like actual regular TV is, besides like walking through maybe at your parents' place where it's like
Yeah, when we're visiting
there's
other
a thing
people
on.
who have a TV. No,
We don't have a TV.
we don't have a TV, but we do have the internet. And then we discovered this
internet.
thing called Vikings.
Google.
It's quite graphic.
Oh, it's like
It's pretty graphic.
it's super graphic.
It's pretty violent.
There's a lot of killing.
But you know why I'm okay with it? Different than like The Wheel of Time or what other shows? It would even like Lord of the Rings. It's not Lord of the Rings. It's very
There's one
graphic.
thing that we started to watch a while ago. And it was like, oh, it's too real and there's too much graphic in it.
Yeah, so we turn it off. Or like, like horror shows that are just like graphic. But this is, I feel like I'm watching history. Like
It's
we come from a violent culture. Not just culture, but like we come from a violent history.
yeah.
Tens of thousands of years of humans just killing each other.
Oh yeah. It makes me understand the world we live in so much better, which seems weird. It's like all the things that are happening and the like pillaging and the raiding and just like the stuff that's going on, where things that are going on in the world and people go like, can you believe this is happening after watching this? I'm surprised that
I'm
it's
like,
not
I
10 times worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's all that's happened. We only have like one or two of those problems left. We've come a long way.
Yeah. Because when we sit in our own little bubbles, in our own little North American bubbles, there's no real like mega violence.
No.
There are tragedies, there are murders, there are people who die of like really tragic, horrible things, but it's not like widespread in our little North American bubble. But globally, there is so much going on. There's so much death and violence and killing, but I think we kind of avoid it over here. And it's weird that watching this show has made me remember like back then the Vikings would come and just like kill everybody and take everything.
Yeah. And here's one of the most like interesting, bizarre parts. Take all the gold and everything and then bury it somewhere on the land so that when they die, they're buried with it. So then when they're in Valhalla or the place they go, they have the stuff to
They
spend.
wouldn't even
It's not
use
even
it all.
for like right now.
They wouldn't even use it
It
all.
was wild.
Which is like so strange to me. Like, why would they do that and kill everybody? They could even just not kill everybody and like just take the stuff. I'm arguing with history.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Like we're just being shown what happened. And it's not just them. It's like everybody everywhere for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Human history is a terrible, violent, crazy history.
It is. We were born into a bubble. We were born into a bubble, a little like peace bubble, a little bubble that was like there was nothing really going on. There was no real war going on. There's some wars as we were growing up, but nothing to the extent that's right now. Like it's so like what's happening? This is actually just the regular show here. Reminds me of that movie what the Will Smith one and his son, where they go to the planet and everything
Oh,
on the planet wants to kill them and everything's dangerous. And then you look at it and go like,
that's this planet.
it's like,
Like it's cold outside. Oh, you know what I just remember we can do? We can adjust the
oh,
zoom
the dilly
zoom
wow.
a bit. Zoom in a bit for us. There we go. That's perfect. We were trying to like adjust the camera and figure it out. That's way better. What do you think,
Yeah,
everybody?
I like that way better.
That's way better.
It has a much nicer appeal to it, doesn't it?
And I like looking at this because we've got like 4 little screens where we can
And
see
it's
our
just
flashing
red.
orange.
Orange, red.
Okay, so Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't watch like violent shows anymore,
Mhm.
but this one I can't stop watching. Not because of the violence, but because of like the characters and the history and the how the show's done. It's super cool.
Yeah, and they've done it all off of like real research and like battles and things that are happening. And there's a part of it too where it's just like there's no technology. We're talking like bow and arrows, swords and axes. Like that's pretty much it in a wood shield.
You know what I've noticed also, I mentioned this to you, is that all if we watch shows, the shows that we watch are like Vikings, Outlander,
Oh, the one
The
18.
Chosen, 1883. All of these shows happened before the internet and technology. We've started watching a couple shows that have like modern technology, like helicopters flying in, and we're like, meh.
Yep.
It's like, and I noticed that, like, oh, I'm watching things and dreaming about a world where there's no internet and no technology.
Like we
So
grew up in.
does anybody want to join us for, okay, this is out of the moment. Who wants to join in for like a 30-day camp this summer where we go offline for 30 days
Yeah. And what if we like at
together?
some point got a big piece of property and made little places that people can live in a community where you have your own space, but
I
you
like
still like that's
And we could have like 30 days of offline and do like we do on the weekends, which is like offline time on the weekends and tech-free Sundays and do it as a community.
tech-free Sundays is one of my favorite.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, tech-free Sundays. We had a tech-free Sunday last Sunday. We had mentioned it to some friends about doing a tech-free Sunday, and they were like,
They
"What?
were like, what do you mean? What do you
What do you
mean?
mean?"
We turn our phones off
Yeah, like
for an
off,
entire, what do you mean off? You don't just like put them in a different room, you turn them off. Wait,
off,
for an entire day?
like the
What,
whole day.
what are you even saying? Can you imagine? But like these are people who also know what it's like to have grown up without it.
Yeah.
But I would also challenge the people who in the generation of like our nieces and nephew,
Oh yeah. Who don't know the
they don't
time
know what it's
before?
like the time before.
The time before
I would
all
challenge
this?
you to do an entire weekend offline. It's not likely that anybody younger is watching this show, but it's possible. Or tell your kids, like, what would it be like if you went offline even for one day
Yeah.
a week, every week? It's so powerful.
Like one day, think of this, one day, here's how we know the addiction is. If one day a week, on a day where there's nothing going on, and the mind will tell you all sorts of things, but it's like it just shows the level of dependency and addiction that is actually happening. Like to be like, I'm gonna shut this off for one whole day. Slide that little power bar. Does anyone do it? Here's a real
Start
question.
sweating.
Have any of you ever not shutting your phone off? Like
Oh yeah,
push the
I
little
rarely
button
shut
and
my
then
phone.
slide the thing to go off? Like, do you know where that is? Well, that's a magical moment that happens where it just like powers down and it's black and it's just like, what, what,
It shows you how addicted we
what do we do now?
like if you can't go without your phone for a day.
Yeah.
Phone, computers, all of it. Like
Yeah.
TV shows, nothing off for just one day.
So what do we do on that day? What do we do on Sunday?
And we just go on the natural rhythms of what we feel like doing. Sometimes we'll like drive somewhere without our phones.
Boom. Sometimes we will eat a meal without looking at a clock.
Like first be like, what time is it? It's I'm hungry time. Or like wake up and you don't know what time it is. And I find that when we do tech-free day, for us it's Sundays, you can do whatever day you want. When we do a tech-free day, it's like,
Oh, Kelly's there.
it's like, hey Kelly. By the way, I love the interviews that I've been seeing you do and just what you're up to. You're freaking amazing. I adore you. Okay, where was I? Tech-free Sundays.
Tech-free
Oh yeah,
Sundays.
the day when you take the time off of your phones, off of technology, it just feels so long.
Like 4 weeks.
Do you ever feel like, oh, the weekend went by so fast? try a tech-free day and tell me how long your weekend felt and what it does. It feels like 4 days in one day.
Just like everything slows down because there's no, oh, I just got to check this thing. Oh, I got to look up this thing. Oh, it's like information is great that I can look up and learn some stuff. But then there's a whole other realm, which is you know everything you need to know right now. I know everything I need to know right now to be able to exist in this right now moment, to be like nature,
Yeah. Just
rhythm,
being.
being. We played board games.
We've got addicted to Quirkle.
Quirkle.
Quirkle?
Quirkle's
Quirkle.
so fun.
It's
Quirkle.
great. It's fun because it's simple and
It's wood blocks with like shapes on them,
they're so
and
satisfying
that's
because they
it.
make the nicest little sound.
Last night's game was intense,
And
though. We couldn't find a pen. Couldn't find a pen. We didn't feel like going and get him when we were playing a quick game. So we had to remember our own scores in our head.
yeah, it was like I could feel it exercising my brain,
was good.
which apparently they say is good when you as you get older to do brain exercises like brain gym.
That's a new app, Brain Gym.
No, it's a thing.
Oh.
It's a real thing. Tell them, everybody, put it in the comments. It's a real thing. Brain gym.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long
I'm a
time.
producer. I don't really consume a ton online, so I watch Vikings, and the rest of it's posting.
Yeah, and just running our business.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about Vikings, the Vikings show. So we're deep in. What are we on? Season 4? We
Just-
typically over the Christmas holiday, we'll watch like a show
Yeah.
in its entirety.
Yeah.
Because we don't watch a lot of shows otherwise.
Yeah.
But we got deep into Vikings and it just has continued.
I think we're in the last episode of season 3.
So don't give us any giveaways.
Oh, you'll be
everybody.
blocked so no. I mean, yes, but no.
Yeah. And if you have any shows that you love, put it in the comments down below because shows are kind of
But
fun.
it blows my mind too, because I look at the stuff and I'm like, how did we get to where we are right now from that?
Yeah, from like fires and torches and candles.
To Zoom, Instagram, like
YouTube.
all this stuff. I'm just like, it's almost seems like it's impossible.
YouTube.
That's good. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Anybody knows what I'm referring
Inside
to.
joke.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you know, you know.
you know. So what are we talking about?
Well, we were talking about Vikings, for one.
Yeah. And their matching sweaters.
Yeah, water.
So
You know,
this
this
is our
time of year also.
what? Oh yeah, it's cold out. It's the January cold snap,
It's the
everybody.
January cold snap.
As in the recording of this, it's felt like late summer
Mhm.
up until about a week ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then there was a little bit of snow that started to come and it just felt like the grass was green. We could hang out outside. It was beautiful. And now like suddenly the January cold snap is here.
Yeah.
And we're both like, why are we up north for the winter? Because we typically go south, but we have our reasons and it's actually kind of cozy.
Yeah, it's nice. We have a nice space for
We
it.
have a hot tub right out there. It's beautiful.
Yeah. One of the things I was thinking of was to me, it feels like the new year is coming up. Like I feel like the dark days, it's like it's dark and it's dark, like the whole New Year's thing and the push for it.
It's in the wrong time of
It
year.
is the wrong time of year.
The Chinese New Year, I always relate with
When
it
is it?
more. Can somebody tell us when Chinese New Year is this year? It's different depending on where we are. We should actually have your computer in here and you can be like that guy on Joe Rogan who looks stuff up.
Oh yeah, but no.
Who's that guy?
We'll just get somebody.
We'll get somebody who looks stuff up. Somebody look it up and
We
put
need
it
a
in for us.
Jeeves or something.
What is the what is the
You remember S. Jeeves?
yes.
That was like one of the original ones.
Jeeves. When is Chinese New Year this year? Because it changes, but yeah, when I used to
Is it
practice
March?
no, February.
February.
When I used to practice martial arts, we always celebrated Chinese New Year and it was always the best.
Yeah. You've pretty much done
Gung hei
one
fat
of
doi.
everything. Hey.
I'm like, I think that was Japanese.
Yeah, it's
I mean, me, I was Chinese.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Somebody can correct us as well because we're probably wrong on that. But yeah, and apparently it's the year. Can somebody put in the comments? It's the year of the water dragon.
What?
I know. That's what's coming up. So I say we celebrate New Year in February because for me, January feels like I can't get my shit together. Like, and I cracked a rib and we were off until 3 days ago. So I do feel like I got a little bit of a slow start to January, but it's also just like I'm gonna go have a bath after we're done.
Right? And one of those things where it's like the year doesn't have to start when everyone starts the year. It can start whenever I want to put it on. Hey, January 21st is my new year, and it goes until January
Yeah.
20th
My new
of the
year,
following year or
my new year,
February.
and I gotta look it up. You all keep going.
You,
I gotta
you
look
all
up.
keep going.
You all keep
Guys,
going. I gotta look up when Chinese New Year is.
yeah. But I just feel like um January should just be a soft launch. It's like a
To
soft
what? To
launch into the
everything?
year. No, a soft launch into the new year. To be like, for January, I'm going to try, I'm going to test some things out. And I'm going to find what I want to move through and what I don't want to move through. And then I'm going to really set the tone in February and move it through the year. I think January should be like a soft month.
I agree. I think I just keep trying to surrender into the fact that January can be a soft month, and I'm gonna go with it. February 10th, for those of you who don't know yet, February 10th. And that feels really nice. I'm like, oh, that gives us a month.
You're gonna have to take that off of there though, because
It's flashing.
there's like
February 10th is the beginning of
February
Chinese New
10th,
Year.
that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm
Hey,
stoked.
this morning we're listening to something and
When we're wearing the right colors, or we'll be here in a month and maybe we'll wear these same colors again.
yeah, red with
Orange.
orange.
What were you saying?
This morning we were listening to something and it was a potent thing that was said, which because sometimes I feel like I actually wrote this in a stack the other morning, this tool I use and train my men on. The stack, which is I had this feeling the other day, which was like, I probably don't have what it takes and I should just quit.
Anybody else felt that?
Like I probably don't have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, to do this, to do what's required to do it, and I should probably just give up right now and quit.
Who else has felt that? Put it in the comments.
And then we heard this thing, which was if you're having thoughts like, you probably don't have what it takes, I probably don't have what it takes, and I should just quit, it means you're actually a serious entrepreneur.
You're a serious entrepreneur because you see the gap. Most people aren't even looking at that.
No.
But you're looking at it going like, do I have what it takes? Which means you're seeing the gap, which means you're a serious entrepreneur. That totally blew my mind as well, because it's funny because I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. And I've been a working for only myself full time for real. Like sometimes I would go and like get a job for a while or get a contract in the middle of doing those things because I did other work.
Yep.
But I've been like a serious for myself full-time entrepreneur for over 15 years. I don't know how to track it right now.
Let's go with that.
Eight-
Trina, how
18
come you're live
years.
on Elizabeth's, not mine?
Because she can only be live on one day, Trina. I've been a serious for real. And that's what I want to make a post on Facebook that says, will the real entrepreneurs please stand up? But like, will the full-time entrepreneurs please stand up? Because there are a lot of people who still have
Real time.
side jobs, or they have a partner supporting them, or whatever. And whatever everybody's path is great. I just was curious, like, where are my other full-time entrepreneurs?
Yeah. And it's such a, like that statement was just like a moment where I got to stop and be like, oh, wait, these thoughts that I'm having are the qualification because like you said, I can see the gap. I can see like, oof, there are some areas where I really need to improve in to be able to actually pull this thing off. There's some things that really need to happen, but I can see it. Most people can't see it. That was like, I thought, to be an entrepreneur,
Everything has to work.
you just like dial in. You're like, I'm here, I'm committed, I'm motivated, and I'm inspired, and I got it, and I'm going. And it's like, yeah, that's gonna happen like 0.0000001% of the time. And
Yeah.
the rest of the time we'll be kicking, screaming, being like, oh, I don't know if I have what it takes.
Yeah.
And there's some kind of like really great release that comes from that to be able to like to voice that and be like, I don't know if I have what it takes to pull off what I'm trying to pull off. There's
I
a
just got really tired.
there's a release to it because I'm like it like it it's like it's truth. It grounds out where I'm not trying to pretend that those thoughts aren't there. You ever have that when you're try to not yawn?
I know I was
Just try
trying
to
to not
not
yawn
yawn.
for the last 2 minutes and I was like, oh, it's Thursday afternoon. It's like actually it's Thursday evening. Like
Yeah.
it's late in the day.
Yeah, we're
I'm
gonna
recovering from a rib injury.
have a
We're
bath.
hanging and this show is really relaxed. Sometimes my other shows or interviews or things like I'm more like I'm on, but I get to like sit back and start to chill out. And I just got kind of sleepy and listen. I was just like enjoying hanging out with you. And I remembered, oh, we're doing a show.
That's- I love that though, because that's actually how I want this show to, that's how I want this show to be.
Yeah,
I
I know
want it
you
to be
do.
like,
Yeah, he wants it to be like super relaxed. So I'm like, okay, well, you got your wish because I'm
because
super relaxed.
there's enough of the like things to do and everything. We're just sharing life. We're just sharing like, hey, we're just literally talking about our last week. We did a show
Yeah,
last week. Here's our week. And
yeah. Yeah, sometimes I think about how self-directed we have to be entrepreneurs. Like I think I'm hard on myself being like, I don't have like a daily like stretch goal for every day like some entrepreneurs have, and I'm like, and I'm okay right now. And I'm 100% self-motivated, like from the time I get up in the morning until the time I'm done work at the end of the day. This is all self-inflicted.
oh yeah,
Like some of you go to a job and you have to work, otherwise they will not pay you or they'll fire you.
yeah.
Whereas when you're an entrepreneur, it's just like whether or not you sit at your computer, whether or not you connect with your clients, whether or not you set up your launches or whatever, it's all 100% self-inflicted.
Every times at the end of the day, we'll go have a hot tub and we'll get in there and we'll be like, we'll do a check-in. But at the end of the day before that, we have to go through what we did during the day, because if we don't, we'll feel like we had nothing done. It was a terrible day and we got nothing accomplished. And then we start going through the list of like, oh, here's what I did today. I got up.
Oh, do you want to do it for right now?
Okay.
Because we do, or we could save it.
No, let's go. Fire away.
Okay, so at the end
Tell
of
me
at the end of the
about
day, it's like, what'd you get done? And I'll be like, oh, I feel like I got nothing done. Anybody ever feel like that? Put it in the comments if you ever feel like, oh,
do you ever feel like you got nothing
as
done?
an
You're just like,
entrepreneur, it's
ah,
like, ah, what did I get to? Okay. But then if you go back and you go, what did I actually get done? Okay, I woke up, I did my meditation, I did 90 minutes of learning.
mm,
And I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm like a super learner. I love learning. So I did 90 minutes of learning. I did an hour of course, uh, what's it called? An hour of planning and content creation for teaching my students. And then I got on and I taught my students for 2.5 hours.
yep.
And then I taught my incredible group. And then I did lunch for like an hour. And now we've set up and we're doing our show.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, at the end of the day, I taught my students, I created content, I did a show with you, and I did all my other life stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty good.
And it's cool when you do that, because then it's like, oh, the evening is like, we've been having really good evenings lately.
Because we just let it go. And I want to start this evening earlier than we've been
Yeah,
starting
let's
our other
start it like
evenings.
right away. So
Like 20 minutes.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Like, it's like, and you feel like you got some stuff done.
Yeah, like, high five me properly.
Well,
There we go.
I want
So,
that.
and then you at the end of the day, you go, oh, actually, that's pretty good. And I would look at it and like the other day, I was like, I felt crap about what I got done or didn't do. And then I was like, wait a minute, I just worked 6 hours in a row and then had lunch.
Yeah, it's
And I was
never
like,
gonna feel like it's enough.
Yeah.
If we're always just looking
but
forward.
if you look at what you did, if you look back, it's going to feel good.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were your accomplishments of the day?
Today, got up, stacked, meditated, sent gratitude messages, sent an email to someone who needed
I
it.
worked out for an hour. I did an hour of body movement, like
Right,
not
right.
hard workout because I'm still healing, but I did a full hour of moving my body.
Right?
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did Pilates, had a green drink, made some meal number one, tracked it. Did an hour before we got on. I did 2.5 hours of business learning, some personal reach outs to some men to get into my programs, prepped some stuff for the call. We were on for 2.5 hours with clients, made lunch, sent another message, set up for this, and now we're here.
Yeah. And I did my grapefruit story. Congratulations on everything you did.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's a lot. Like that to me is more than most people get done in a week.
yeah,
What you did. And you're done like more than what most people get done in a day before I even get out of bed. Because I love sleep. Sleep is important. I love to be in bed for 9 hours. I'm not one of those people who's like, I only need 6 hours.
no, I'm
What?
like
You're
7 to 7.5, more like 7.5 are my best. A little bit longer, I feel groggy, and a little bit less, I just feel tired.
Yeah. And for me, if I get less than 9 hours, my body doesn't feel rested. So it's like, how many hours of sleep do you really need? Put it in the comments down below. How many? Put it in the comments. I think our culture is so like it demonizes long sleeps because it
Oh,
goes
you
like
know it
hustle
does.
culture. All you need is 5 hours or 6 hours, and like I
And
don't
you
know
know what the reason I
how my voice
actually,
goes when I do. Oh, you need
oh, the reason why I get up early and do
like
it all
9 hours of sleep.
beforehand is because it it's it's solo time. I have solo time every day. I have time with myself. I have time with God every single day. And it's like before you get up, I have this thing because once you're up and we're interacting and you're cute and I want to hang out with you and
And it's great. Like I know that a lot of people who will get up earlier so that they can get in their time before their kids or their job or like whatever happens. And you got to do you.
it depends on what the target or the goal is too. Like if I want to stay where I am, then whatever. Just if you want to stay where you're at, just keep doing whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter. But if the thing is like to change and to have something different and become something different or to whatever that is, then it's going to require an adjustment to the actual like plan of what's going on and then just follow that. Like
Totally.
everybody has their own, what's the
Totally.
word? Prerogative?
Everybody has their own program. Here, do a thing and then go like this with the other hand.
What are we doing?
It's just doing a still that the YouTube or the Instagram could actually find that. And
Oh,
it would be our,
I like it.
the
Yeah.
it's so random.
Yeah.
This show is random.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not
It,
random, it's us.
it's us.
We're random
End of the
sometimes.
week.
And it's like light, it's Thursday, and we're getting wrapped up. We're gonna go
Vikings,
have a bath,
bath,
eat some food.
magnesium salts,
Yeah.
magnesium flakes.
Double magnesium
So good.
with more
It's so
salts.
salty, I can taste it.
Yeah.
Not right now, but like when I'm in the tub, it's just like that's how deeply salty the magnesium flakes are, which is really good.
Yeah.
So some quails hit our window today,
Like hard.
ran like super hard. They didn't fly into it though. They were blown into
Yeah,
it.
I saw them take
There was
off. I
a
was just
wind
getting on
blast.
to teach something and I saw them come up like
They
this
don't
and then
usually
just go exit stage left, smack into the window.
They don't usually fly, do they? Do they just walk or do
No,
they
they
fly?
fly.
Oh, I don't
They
know
just
that
fly
much about
short
quails.
distances.
I'm new to this area.
Yeah.
They're so cute. They come around here every single day at 1 p.m. because
Yeah.
I don't know, that's just their route. Like they're creatures of habit, like we all are. Speaking about morning habits, they come at this certain time of day because they're probably doing other things. Anyway, it's really cold and it was like stormy and windy, and this gust came and blew a couple of them into our window, but hopefully not super hard.
No, they're like kind of chubby around there. They just kind of bounced off. So they're good.
I went outside. I was sure that there was going to be some. Or I looked outside. I was like, I'm a cat.
What's the filter you have on there?
On Zoom?
No, on Instagram.
I don't know.
It's a good filter.
Thank you.
I don't have that on mine.
Smooth skin.
Anyway, we're wrapping this episode up.
It sounds we're slowly going down.
No, we're wrapping it up because that's the way it's the time to end.
It's
So
the time to end.
yeah.
It feels good. So happy orange sweater day.
And also red sweaters.
And the new year is coming. We've got a month before the Chinese New Year. They go on the Lunar New Year, which also the indigenous peoples have the same like lunar calendar.
Kind of makes
It's a
sense.
13-month calendar
What?
based on 28-day cycles, which makes sense to me and every woman on the planet. 28-day cycles based on the moons. There are 13 moons in a year. And this is one cool thing that I saw on an indigenous Instagram that I follow. Not only that, but on a turtle's back.
No.
Yeah. On a turtle's back, he's like, no, there are little segments, right? The outside segments, guess how many? 28. And the inside segments, guess how many? 13. I mean,
Nature's the best.
nature's the best, and the
Best.
cultures that follow nature. So Chinese New Year, it's a lunar New Year, which is cool.
But I got a better idea. We could make a calendar and we could just put like some days and like a 28,
And then we have to make
some
up for the
30
days
and
every
31,
4
because
years.
we go around like 365 and a quarter
I don't
days.
know.
And then
I like the years that go on
I
the
like
moon
this.
cycle.
Just like weekdays that start or weeks that start on a Monday, not on the weekend, like on the calendar, like pack those things.
Oh yeah, that's why I restructure my calendar so it's not like Monday through Friday with Saturday and Sunday as end caps. No, it goes Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday sit together because weekends are precious. Anyway,
Oh,
I hope
that's
you,
funny.
we hope that you enjoyed another
Scintillating.
scintillating episode of Power Couples, unlike Couples and Cars, where you get to witness the power of love and ambition as we redefine the essence of true partnership in business and in life. We are with you on the journey. Thanks for watching, everybody.